It's Thirsty Thursday, and that means we're once again hanging out at the Produce Stand, a podcast paying tribute to the great Canadian show Letterkenny. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are many other podcasts about Letterkenny out there, but this one is offering you $5,000 for 100% of your company. I'm Al, your host, and joining me in the room, as always, is the lovely Tanya. And online, we have Squirrely Matt and the valorous Victor.
Tongue twister.
Valorous. I think valorious would be if he was wearing velour, but no. Valorous Victor.
You're really reaching with these V's these days.
I know. I'm running out. How are you guys doing today?
How are you now?
All right. What are you?
Bad, and you?
What did you open there?
I got a bone shaker today.
A bone shaker. Was that the 9% alcohol one?
No, that one's Fracture. So bone shaker's the downgrade. Well, not downgrade. I still like it. It's in Amsterdam as well. But they started a bone shake, and then if you're really feeling wiry, you go with the Fracture.
Nice. All right. Today
isn't a bone shaker what you were holding in your hand last week?
Easy there. No, oh man. All right. You know what? I got to make up for the low energy I brought last week because I was exhausted. But I'm almost equally tired this week. So you guys are really gonna have to, bring it.
Yeah. If anyone heard, I mean, it's too bad you guys missed the 30-second pre-show where these two are just a hot mess. So this will be fun.
God. Yeah, it's just been one of those weeks, and actually one of those days. So today's lineup is going to be Tanya, Matt, Victor, and Al. So Tanya, how's your week?
Oh, good Lord. We're starting with me, are we?
Yes, we are.
Oh, can we just say today was a hot mess?
Well, before you say that, let me just open up my Stella. All right.
You know those days that you wake up late, like that you missed the alarm clock and, shit goes sideways? Well, put that on the day of your kid's birthday and then top it off with an electrician knocking at the door, needing in. And it just scrambles from there. It's just like snowballs into a hot mess of like the beginning of the day.
Yeah, it was a horrible morning. We slept through our alarms. I don't even think they went off. Our son woke us up at 8. We're usually up at 7. So we're rushing to get everyone. The door's knocking. The contractor's here. The electrician's here. I opened the door just to watch the garbage truck go by without my garbage. So it was just a...
I went to open up a window and I misjudged how much weight I was putting on the towel rack in the bathroom, and I broke the towel rack.
What? I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, no. It was just like a continuous. And then there's our newly 7-year-old sitting there ready to open up her present that I fully expected to be able to do in the morning. But with the late start, it was just like, yeah. Go. Let's go. Like,
poor kid.
Happy birthday. Keep going.
Luckily, we decorated the room the night before, so at least she woke up to that. But yeah, it's just been a shit show of a day. And then work for me has been crazy. I haven't stopped all day.
We sound...
Yeah, we're complaining a lot. So let's go to Matt.
Listeners beware, never get into renovations.
You know what? Renovations are going really, really well.
They are really going
well.
Knock
on wood. Where's the wood? Here's the wood. Yeah, so well.
It's all been drywalled over. That's why there's no more wood. Matt, how's your week?
It's been a good one. It's been a good one. Busy as all. I mean, there was still the yogurt debacle. That's just getting worse. But it's okay.
Oh man!
We don't need to
you know what?
Okay.
So we have to just pause and say So Matt posts a picture of his 2 yogurts side by side in his fridge. And one is the one he covets.
The yummy, creamy Greek yogurt that is lovely. And then the one that your wife got you, which was...
we shouldn't say brand names, yeah.
Astro.
Okay, we're gonna go there. And
you said it last week when I talked about it. You're like, I bet you that other one's Astro. And sure enough, Astro showed up in my fridge this week. And I'm like, I guess that one's for me.
I was so tempted. I was so tempted. I went grocery shopping. I go like once every 2 weeks at this point. And I saw that exact yogurt that was in your fridge. And I was so tempted to buy one and put it in our fridge and take a photo. And then I'm like, that would just be mean.
Just so you understand, plenty of people out there that buy Astro yogurt and are perfectly happy with it. It's not you're talking about it as if some
all the power to them.
Once you've gone to Greek yogurt, you can't go to anything else after that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's what this is about.
Exactly.
I lived off Astro and
so
other
did I.
shit like
Yeah,
that for years. Then I got that Greek velvety smooth amazingness. And
yeah, Astro, Dannon, Yoplait. All those yogurts were great until. Or they sufficed. They weren't great. They sufficed
you can't go back
until you tried Greek.
You didn't know any better.
No,
you
exactly.
Can't go back. No, it's true.
So,
I tried. You know what? There was a sale. I bought some crappy yogurt.
Oh man, it was such a letdown when we tried it.
We ended up throwing it out. Like it was just so no.
Figure it out.
Couldn't do it.
Matt, so you sorry, go on, Victor.
I was just going to say, we have that same Greek yogurt that Matt is salivating over in our fridge all the time. And I don't know, I never even crave for it. If I think of yogurt, I just go and eat ice cream instead.
Okay, well,
so there you go.
Apples to apple. I mean, ice cream is on its own level. So yes, I agree. I'll take ice cream over yogurt, although I really shouldn't. Matt, you say that Jen kind of makes fun of you for doing this podcast, but I'm wondering if she secretly listens to this because she went out and got the exact brand that we mentioned last week.
I hadn't considered that. I think it's a hard no on that one, but I think it's just because she's bought Astro before, and I've been very vocal that we should stop having it. And then I got into the yogurt. And Tanya, you were spot on. I dove into the Greek stuff last week, and the very next morning, she opened the container. She looked at me and said, "Hun, stop eating the yogurt."
Oh yeah, I'd be on that too. If it was for the kids, it's like Mother Bear comes out and it's just like get your spoon out of the yogurt.
And he's one. He doesn't know the difference.
Okay, Victor, how was your week?
Yes, well, I guess mine are also kind of more like Letterkenny problems as opposed to Al kind of problems.
Mm-hmm.
So, really tired all week because NHL 21 came out and I'm staying up late playing it and trying to recreate my hockey life in the new Be a Pro mode where you get to, it's very immersive and very cool.
Uh-huh.
And some new DLC came out for my train simulator game, which was really cool. And you get to drive this new
living the life
train.
Living la vida loca.
Living the life. So just dealing with that and trying to stay awake.
And Victor, I saw you gave some. You responded to Joshua Burley, is it, on our private chat there? He was, we asked. I don't know, for those listening, Al put a shout out if anyone wants to join a private chat on Twitter, and we had a bunch of people respond. So thank you. But when we asked what would you like to hear more about, Joshua Burley, as the first thing he said is, he wants to know which train simulator that Victor's using. So, this was a hot topic.
Yeah. So Victor has found his soulmate in Joshua there. Yes.
I'm sure there's many.
I got to say, we did look at a commercial, if you would,
a trailer
for the train simulator. And I think that's the highlight of the simulator.
The trailer, yeah.
Is the trailer of it, because it had the music. It was kind of very do-do-do. Like it was very, intriguing. And I'm like, but it goes back and forth and fast and slow.
No. You gotta experience, you gotta try it. Plus it's gotta be your jam, right? I mean,
I'll try anything.
I think, Matt said it the last time, it would be awesome to be behind this massive, pile of metal that you're controlling. And you are. It's kind of cool. And you get to control the camera. You can be inside. You have access to all the controls. You got to try it.
Does the train ever crash?
It's not designed as a Grand Theft Auto kind of game or anything like that. It's supposed to simulate
the train has been hoisted.
Yeah. So you can derail the train, but as soon as that happens, you fail. You lose. The game stops. So it's not about simulating what happens after the crash.
How accurate is the train simulator? Like we've got a fall leaves are slippery on the trail on the tracks.
Yeah,
so,
it's got like friction reacts to the weather. So if it's raining or snowing and you apply the brakes, you're going to get different physics than if it's not doing that.
And
so,
is there a jump? Is there a jumper mode like we joked about? Was there like a?
There better not be. It's not Grand Theft Auto.
You can jump in front of the train, but the train will absorb you, and you'll end up inside the train.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's like passenger pickup. Passenger.
Even it's my joke. Like I would love if it had things like the Snowpiercer, or even like reenactment of like taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 or something like that. I'm in. Like that sounds like a lot of fun. But
it has variations of that. It has
no
a scenario
hijackers.
planner. It has a scenario planner where you can take a train that doesn't belong on, like you can take a subway train out of the subway and put it on a freight line, and you can create all kinds of scenarios. All they need to do is create a Snowpiercer, model DLC, and you're there. And they also have a livery editor, and what that means is you can go and take a train and paint it yourself. So you can go and make it look like Snowpiercer.
There you go. You can.
Okay, is there a winner of the game? Like, how do you win the game?
It's a simulator, not a game. That's the thing. So you're thinking a game.
No, Tanya's right. Just settle down. You have objectives, and if you complete
I'm
those
a very
objectives,
inquisitive person.
You get achievements. You increase your scores. You unlock things. Yeah, so absolutely, it's just it is a game.
We got a whole lot of new listeners this week, and I feel like we're the longer we talk about trains.
Okay, but wait,
one last.
Okay,
go ahead, Ted.
I have a thought. So our son, he's big into like Tetris 99 again, or 1 against 99 or something like that. And you play against people. And now he just introduced me to Super Mario. And it's 1 versus, I don't remember the number, 35?
A lot of people.
Anyways.
Yeah, 35 or something.
And so you play against the people, and you can see the board. And as you kill the little Koopa Troopers or whatever, they pop up on other people's screen. They need to do that for the train simulator.
Yeah, you're talking about multiplayer. Yeah. They're working on it.
I'm leveling it up.
No.
All right.
Yeah, they have multiplayer in the bus simulator game that we don't need to get into that.
Last word on train simulators goes to Victor. Anything you want to say, and then we're burying the train simulator.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll derail it by saying that I've been watching Schitt's Creek on your advisement, and I love it
too.
And to bring it back to Letterkenny, Ted Lasso that I've recommended before. The 3 references to Letterkenny are hard no, fucking embarrassing, and tapping the glass twice, the shot glasses twice.
When did that happen in Ted Lasso?
In different episodes.
Really?
So just look out for it. Yeah, so I don't know if it's just a coincidence or if it's a bit of a tip the hat. So
let me tell you, Victor, I'm going to say Ted Lasso, loved it. Loved the shit out of it. I've finished it already. I can't wait for the next season. It was so
salivating for more. Yeah,
I loved it. It was so good. Whereas, no offense, Matt, and again, we're only maybe 9 episodes into Schitt's Creek. I'm still waiting for it to grab me. It hasn't really grabbed me yet.
The last one I laughed at.
It grabbed Linda and me. We're happy with it. We're on episode 7, and we're all in.
I think it's such a brilliant cast. They're
brilliant. Yeah, I agree with you. They're all brilliant. I'm not feeling the characters yet. Whereas Ted Lasso, I love the characters from like episode 1, Schitt's Creek. I really don't like anybody yet on the show.
Well, again, I think
you don't like what's his name from that show? What's it called?
That.
The thing with the guy with that tie.
Yeah. You're talking about
from the show Outsourcing. You're talking
about Chris Elliott or
no, Ray. The Ray. I think Ray is his name.
The town man. The town. Oh goodness.
Yeah, he works for the government.
The guy who does all the jobs. He's
got a mustache.
The realtor. Yeah. Slash.
Oh,
he's
the
like
realtor.
100 different jobs. You'll see as it seasons going.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of him to.
There was a great show. It only lasted for a year. I think it was called Outsourced. There was a movie, and they did the show.
But the show wasn't anything like the movie, and I enjoyed the show too. We watched the show, and
he's from that show.
Okay, yeah, he played Man Meat or something like that, didn't he? On that show,
right.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one last thought before we get into this. I downloaded a train simulator at the beginning of this.
Oh my God.
I think I'm winning. I've been I've been moving since we've been talking.
Oh, man.
I think I'm winning.
Anyway,
Don't deviate from going straight.
Joshua's excuse is that he once wanted his second choice. Oh my God, he is playing it. Joshua's second choice as a career was to be a train engineer, so that's why he's into the simulator. Victor has no excuse. All right,
there's many games. So as long as it's Train Sim World 2, then you got the right game. Otherwise, it's just a imposter.
All right.
Oh, man.
Speaking of new followers and listeners, I'm going to read out our new Twitter followers for this week. Bo Boylo, thank you for excuse me for following us. This one's a little hard to pronounce. Sexuality, the facts, logic, and research findings. Also known as @Ways Women Orgasm. She's from London, UK.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, you should. Thank you for thank you for the follow. Jose Amaro, The Bug from Pennsylvania, James Garwood from Essex, Cat-Eyed Boy from Unknown, Jeff Hackstad, Laura Martin, and Stephen from Auburn, Alabama. Thank you all for following us on Twitter. And as Matt had mentioned, this past week, I actually started up a Twitter DM group for this show. So anybody who listens and follows and wants to join the group, and we've been chatting in there for a bit about various stuff like train simulators and but also other more fun stuff. Just DM me or like the original tweet that I put out, and I'll add you to the group. Victor, your background there is the big wheel on The Price is Right. Is there any anything to that this week? Did Bob Barker die or something? Why do you have that?
Oh my. Oh my.
Or you just felt like putting that up?
There's no significance at all. I was looking for a background for what is it called? Dragon's Den? Or
right. Yeah,
you nailed it.
And yeah. And I got distracted with it.
All right then. Price is Right, Dragon's Den, same thing.
I lose focus easily.
Squirrel.
Oh man. Okay, here we go.
Well, don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
Last week, we reviewed Season 2, Episode 4, The Native Flu. That episode got a clearance rating from all four of us, but according to our scientific Twitter poll, 57.1% of you disagreed, thought the episode was actually a fresh, and the rest of you agreed with us. This week, we recapped and reviewed Season 2, Episode 5, Uncle Eddie's Trust. So, Tanya, did you do your homework?
Yes.
Matt, did you do your homework?
I always do my homework.
And Victor, did you do your homework?
Yeah, I'm still batting 1,000.
Yeah, I had to remind you. You forgot yesterday. It's because we had Monday off that it threw you off, right?
Yeah, the whole week was off. Yeah,
this whole week
Alan told me I couldn't eat any snacks while watching the show because the crunching would take away from me listening and getting every joke out of it.
You got to invest in some nibs like we do.
Oh, really? That's what you snack on? Nibs? That doesn't
No, we
seem...
snack on like literally everything, but nibs is what we had today.
All out of yogurt.
All right.
You bury in the yogurt?
Yogurt is quieter to snack on while you're watching Letterkenny. Anyway, we start with the cold opening. The Hicks, minus dairy, are hanging out at the produce stand. Squirrely Dan reprimands Wayne for pouring out the bottom of his beer.
What, do you have some kind of drinking problems?
It's a problem, Dan.
That's alcohol's abuse.
Well, to be fair...
Oh, don't say to be fair. I hate when people say to be fair.
To be
It sounds
fair.
like, to be fair.
To be fair.
Well, to be fair, the bottom inch of a beer bottle is 50% spit.
Well, don't be gross.
Bugs could have crawled down there and died, too. You don't know.
What'd I just say?
Well, it's the same reason you don't eat the bottom of an ice cream cone.
I'm not sure how I feels about this talk.
What, do you think they check for bugs down there in the cone factory? Fuck no, they just throw the cones in the box. Figure it out.
Can we move past this, please?
What, do you think they check for bugs down there at the cone shop? Fuck no, they just throw the ice cream on there. Have a good one.
This conversation's fast becoming a confrontation.
Like here, have some ice cream and fucking bugs, likely.
What do you do with the bottoms of the ice cream cones?
Well, you throw it on the fucking ground, Dan. You let the bugs eat it. It's the circle of life. Didn't you never see The Lion King?
You know I love the Lion King.
In that clip, there's a bunch that's come out of that, like Letterkenny memes. So to be fair, for sure.
To be fair.
You can tell if somebody has watched Letterkenny if you walk into a room and say "to be fair" and somebody else can't help but respond, to be fair. It happened. Then you know they've watched Letterkenny.
Even if I don't say it out loud, every time I hear it, I say that in my head.
Yeah.
I can't. It's just in there now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Squirrely Dan's comment of,
This conversation's fast becoming a confrontation.
I love that. That's such a great,
Yeah.
that's such a great line. Derry joins and informs them that they're out of beer. The beer store is closed. It's reason fucking 5 million that they need another bar in that town. Derry has brought them miscellaneous bottles of liquor to fill the need. They're leftovers from Christmas potluck from at least 6 years ago. Wayne gets the creme de menthe, Squirrely Dan, the blue curaçao. And if you're Portuguese, it's coração. And Katy, the butter ripple schnapps.
Butter ripple schnapps.
Now, what the fuck am I supposed to do with creme de menthe?
Splash of milk, 3 scoops chocolate ice cream. You got yourself a frozen Girl Scout.
Do I look like the type of prick to have a frozen Girl Scout, Derry?
What am I supposed to do with blue caraco?
Mix apple juice, pear juice, garnished with blackberries. You got yourself a blue bijou.
I think I'd rather have a blue bijou.
Not enough for two.
Says you.
What am I supposed to do with butter ripple schnapps?
Well, that's easy, Katy Cat. Down the hatch.
I'm tasting that for days.
What you're missing out by listening to that clip is when they're saying that, what am I supposed to do with blue curaçao? They're holding it up and showing it to the camera as if they're like presenting it. It's kind of funny. So
I got to try one of those Girl Scouts.
yeah, Derry pulls out a bottle of beer he found in the golf bag. Katy questions why he gets to have it. Derry defends himself by saying, well, the beer's warm.
Still a beer.
Well, to be fair. He is essentially drinking a bottle of piss right now.
The Hicks each take a sip from their respective bottles and look less than impressed with their drinks.
Now, you're no mixologist, but your best bet here is to mix them all together into what you call donkey juice. However, to be fair, donkey juice will make you spit.
Donkey juice will make you spit, and cue the theme. So that's your cold opening. What do you guys think so far?
Well, I think Derry was in the right in this situation. They razzed him about the beer, but in all fairness, to be fair, he brought all the booze.
Yeah.
So if he has full rights to that beer, and they should just fuck off.
You know what? It depends on whose golf bag he pulled it out of.
To be fair.
I lost all focus after the whole ice cream cone scenario. I felt that I couldn't get over that. The idea of throwing away an ice cream cone doesn't compute for me.
That's fair.
Especially when the bottom is kind of filled with that solid chocolate. You know how they do sometimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give it,
so now maybe you can't
and strength.
You can't help but think that maybe it's not chocolate. Is that what you're saying?
No, I would never have considered bugs at the bottom of my ice cream.
I just never thought about it. But also, it doesn't bother me. Like a lot of people don't drink pop out of cans because they feel that the cans are in warehouses and bugs and rats poop on them and whatnot. And you know what? I just wipe it down, and I don't care about that kind of stuff. So I think I'll continue eating my ice cream cones.
Yeah, it's not going to dissuade me.
All right.
I had a flashback when they talked about that butterscotch ripple schnapps.
Yeah. What?
Oh,
to Halloween.
It was.
On our street. Yes,
it was. So Halloween, I dressed up as a nurse and I had a syringe and I gave everyone shots of butterscotch. This is pre-COVID, by the way.
Pre-children too. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. It was a great party.
But it's also on our street. It became a tradition where on our street the kids would go trick or treating. They get their candy, but some of the parents would also pass out shots of some kind, and
Yes.
one of the shots was always like some kind of butterscotch.
That's my kinds of peoples.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I miss. We're gonna miss that this year with Halloween, unfortunately. All right, coming out of the credits in the farmhouse, Katy has just gotten word that their uncle Eddie has died. That news gets you can't win them all from both Wayne and Katy. It turns out Uncle Eddie was the longest serving mayor in Letterkenny and was enjoying his retirement as a snowbird down in Fort Lauderdale. Uncle Eddie was a good guy. He was a real good guy.
He left us a bunch of money.
Did he?
Damn did he do.
How much?
$5,000.
What a great fucking guy.
He's a real great fucking guy.
Well, he'd want us to have a party.
He wants us to put it back into the community.
A great fucking guy.
He says in his will that he's fallen out of touch with the community and he trusts our judgment to give 5K some legs around here.
Well, sure as God's got sandals.
So, How you want to fuck this pig?
Well, you better put it on your fucking Facebook.
Put it on your fucking Facebook. So this brings up a bit of a point that a lot of people make about this show. You never see adults on the show, and by adults I mean anyone older than the main characters. And so, for example, a lot of people frequently ask, where are Katy and Wayne's parents? Like, do they own the farm themselves? Like, what's going on there? How did they come across, owning a farm? And where are all the old people in Letterkenny? There are no old people. Everyone's young and good looking and quick witted and stuff.
Good looking?
Well, most of them are.
Even the skits.
Most of them are. But anyway, it's kind of funny, and it's something that it's a recurring theme. So this is the first time you hear of like. It's not a parent, but it's an uncle who is older and was retired in Fort Lauderdale.
Maybe they're all snowbirds.
Because, I mean, Wayne has learned his values from somebody, and so has Katy, right? So who did they learn these from, right? Any theories?
Have we lost vocals?
No, Matt's just talking to somebody off screen there.
Oh, okay.
Are you back, Matt?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah. Anyway, no theories as to where the adults are in Letterkenny.
Maybe they've been shipped off to the neighboring town.
Sent to the res.
Yes.
To I don't know. Anyway, it's just an interesting thing, and we'll see. Maybe we'll learn more about their parents when we watch Letterkenny, the animated show when they're kids.
or there'll be a spin-off. There's going to be, after Letterkenny ends, there's going to be a spin-off, but it's going to be all the old people.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next scene, a montage of
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny, yes. Well done. I love it. Well done. All right. And a montage of Letterkenny residents reading Katy's Facebook post about Uncle Eddie, starting with Darian, Squirrely Dan, followed by Jonesy and Riley. Then the Skids, Pastor Glenn, and Gail, who's reading it while she's peeing at the side of the road while standing up, I might add. And then she gets really excited, zips up and jumps on her bike and starts pedaling away. Cut to the next scene. Katy and Wayne are still toasting their Uncle Eddie in their kitchen when their doorbell rings. News travels real fast, especially when it's on your fucking Facebook. And then we get to the following scene, which is the main scene in this episode. Out at the barn, it's like a scene from Dragon's Den, or for our American friends, Shark Tank. Bonnie McMurray plays the role of the host.
You've entered the barn, where ideas come to blossom or be ridiculed relentlessly. On one side, two no-nonsense farmers are looking to give away their uncle's money. On the other, savvy entrepreneurs hoping to acquire it. First up, 3 D-gents from Letterkenny are hoping to sell the farmers on their solution for a common small-town problem.
Up first with their pitch are the Skids.
Good afternoon, Hicks. We are asking.
Is it true that you have a massive horn?
Yes.
No.
No?
I mean, there's nowhere that they could possibly know that.
I saw Stuart's penis at the Elmira pool on my 11th birthday. Looked like a 12-ounce cut of pork tenderloin hanging there.
Polonius.
I saw Stuart's penis when we touched tubes, as normal, inquisitive young boys do, and it looked like 6 pool balls were stuck inside a gym sock, hanging there.
Unverified.
Told you.
Fuck.
I guess that's as close as Stuart gets to playing it cool, eh? Like trying to deny all of these allegations. Why would you? I'd be owning it. I'd be like, hell yeah, but yeah.
But the whole touching tubes thing, though, man.
Is that a metaphor? Is that what's happening with the touching tubes? What is that?
I think it's just kids playing sword fighting with their young. No. Yeah.
I actually, I mean, I had an idea, but
Were you going to tell us that you actually touched tubes when you were a kid? Is that what you're?
Let's not go there.
Because I want to say
it was awkward watching the show. We don't need to try that here.
I want to say this is a safe space.
No, it's not.
But in this case, maybe not so much, because Matt, we still do work together.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we are an on-ramp onto the interweb.
Yeah.
But we also work in a very inclusive environment. So
yes, you're correct. Yes. The Skids won $5K for 66.6% of their company. Of course they do. They want to give back to Letterkenny by helping people get sober. Their idea is to produce a TV show featuring interventions. To illustrate their idea, they act out a sample scene It's a very uncomfortable scene.
Stuart, you are such a disaster that sometimes you don't even know if it's a weekday or the weekend. It hurts me to see you being such a disaster. I wish you could go back to being only a mild disaster of Devon.
This antic was not discussed or rehearsed.
Stuart, I worry that your disaster is the result of when we touched tubes as young boys. I think about touching tubes with you and sometimes wish I could go back in time and not touch tubes. Perhaps had we not touched tubes, you wouldn't be such a disaster. Love roll.
Yeah, and then the judges rule.
Anywho.
Your idea comes from a good place, but Uncle Eddie always believed that if a man needs help, he'll ask. He won't be told. And for that reason, I'm out.
Sounds like touching tubes was a pretty big setback for Stuart, but your pitch was the real disaster. I'm out.
Yeah, what did you think of this kid's idea?
It was terrible.
I thought we were done with the dick talk in the last episode, but
Come
yet
on.
it
I feel like it's never really going to go away.
Have you been listening to this show?
Apparently Victor's not paying attention. Next,
hung up on trains.
Yeah, next
no,
up.
but Wayne shared some wisdom in the last episode, and I thought, okay, good, on to a new topic.
Oh, too much horn talk. Yes, that was Wayne's wisdom. Apparently, the skids didn't, nor did Katy, because she's the one who actually started it up again, didn't she?
Well, I know Tanny needed some education in the last episode. So,
next up are Jonesy, Riley, Joint Boy, and Tyson. Bonnie introduces them.
Up next in the barn, these winners of the genetic lottery with no more than an ounce of gray matter between them hope the farmers get behind their plan for young people in Letterkenny.
Well, so are you just going to do that every time then, Bonnie?
Well, if you want me to, Wayne.
Yes, please.
You got it, Wayne.
Thank you.
I love that. They're asking for $5,000 for 49% of their idea. Their idea is to find the toughest kid in Letterkenny by gathering a bunch of tough kids, making them live together and get trained by Joint Boy and Tyson, and then compete in fights. Katy thinks their concept sounds familiar. Jonesy and Riley insist that it's fur to fresh. The judges rule.
Great presentation. I really love the bulletin board with all the sweaty dudes. You can just leave that here. But I don't think that Uncle Eddie would say, Katy, great investment in sweaty dudes. And for that reason, I'm out.
You want to know what? I'm just going to come right out and say it, and you can take that bulletin board with you, please and thanks. This idea is a tad Fruity Loops. And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah. Next up is Gail. She wants $5,000 for 69% of her company, of course. When Wayne asks why 69%, Gail says because both sides benefit. Gail wants to give back by finding people love. She wants to put 20 women in a house with Wayne to compete for his hand in marriage. Wayne likes the idea, even though Katy thinks it's already been done. Wayne doesn't think so. Otherwise, he'd be all over a show like that. Katy is skeptical and says she doesn't think a scenario like that would be a good way to choose a wife. Gail says he'd whittle things down to 3 women and then meet their families and then spend the night with each of them. Wayne has questions.
You want to know what? I got some fucking questions here.
Shaboink.
Now, when you say I spend the night with 3 of them, is it implied I have sex with all 3 of them?
Sure is.
So I meet their families, then we go have sex. I do that with 3 of them before deciding which one I want to marry.
Yeah.
Do the girls know going into the process that I will be having sex with them and 2 other girls before deciding which one I want to marry?
Yeah, maybe more.
Do the girls' families, who I've just met, also know going into the process that I will be having sex with their daughters, as well as 2 other girls who are not their daughters, before deciding which one I want to marry?
Yeah.
And the girls and their families find this process entirely rational, despite how self-harming, health hazardous, and humiliating it very likely will be?
Yeah.
And you say 20 girls and their families will happily sign up for this process?
Over and over, I imagine.
Oh, Gail, I don't want to date a girl like that, for fuck's sake. Comes from a family like that.
Oh, there's so much about this. So I honestly promise you, I've had this exact conversation with Jen. We watched The Bachelor.
Yep.
Like she loves it, so I'll sit through it. And I've actually had this whole conversation. Like I don't fucking get it.
Yep.
Like who volunteers for this shit?
100%.
Okay. And may I just say, okay, our daughter is in kindergarten.
Oh, boy.
She comes home and says that she's engaged to get married. Some kid got down on his knee during recess. And I'm talking about 5-year-olds. Got down on his knee, opened his hand like there was a ring inside, asked her if she would marry him, gave her a kiss on her cheek. Of course, the kids ran around screaming their heads off. And then I later talked to the mom and said, you know, this is what happened. Did you guys just happen to go to a wedding, or like, was he engaged? No, she sits down with her 5-year-old and watches this show with her 5-year-old. And I'm thinking, wow, that's some interesting parenting choice there. I'm like, really?
I mean, in all fairness, Tanya, my 7-year-old's been engaged since he was 4. So.
I'm like,
it's a long engagement.
I know.
Let me guess.
It's just a show that
it's COVID related.
I was going to say their date was this year and it got postponed, right?
The show is. I watched it like maybe once or twice, and I just. Wow.
Yeah.
The show
is entertainment. It's not real. Come on.
No, I know, but it's still, I'm with Matt. I can't watch that because
some of the people on the show are these, they go, this is bullshit. And I know it. And this is hilarious. I'm going to be a part of it. But there's legitimate people who take part in these who think, oh my God, I'm going to find love. This is the greatest thing of my life. And it's fucking bullshit. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we don't really know how much of it is like, if not scripted, very, very kind of,
Yeah, I think we've learned. I mean, most people now are savvy enough to know that reality show. There's not much reality in reality television, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'd rather watch a good scripted show than what comes off as reality. It passes a reality.
True reality is the original Iron Chef from Japan.
I love that. I love that.
Best show ever.
Although
that's what started it all.
Okay, it was reality, but those judges at the end, especially, it was usually the female judge.
I love the overdubs.
And she was likely a porn star or an adult entertainment star or something. Just some of her judgments. Some of her comments.
I feel like I'm back home. Floating on the clouds with memories of my childhood.
Yeah.
But she would always say something so inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, I love the way this feels in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you hear yourself saying
You're right. That was the heyday of reality.
You don't take in textures when you eat?
Oh, man.
That show was just classic.
It was good.
Brilliant.
It's a great show. I got to go find that show to watch it again.
Katie wonders if there could be a female version of her with 20 dudes. She'd be in for that. But Wayne doesn't like that idea one bit.
No. Ew. You're out. And you want to what?
What?
I'm out.
Okay.
Okay. It's like Gail doesn't care. She's
honestly, one last thought on this pitch, I was actually disappointed in Gail. I expected her to come out and be beyond inappropriate. Like, I get it. She pitched The Bachelor or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's, she was so toned down from what she's capable of.
What she was saying was toned down, but her delivery,
her body movement,
that's her movement, how she moves when she says anything.
I know, but it's just
that was on par. But her
she might have orgasmed 3 times during that whole episode.
Oh man, it's great. Okay,
maybe that's like a body Tourette's thing for her.
It's a choice for sure. Anyway, next up
is not a choice.
I was disappointed that she didn't pitch opening up a bar. That's where I thought this was going.
It's funny because at the beginning of the episode, you said they're going to use that money to open a bar or whatever. And I remember the first time watching this, that's the exact same thing I thought. But more to the point, though, how these people have a very twisted concept of how much $5,000 is actually going to get you. Like, none of these ideas would cost $5,000,
town, man.
But that's connected to also one of the skits, right? About overvaluating.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Right?
Yeah, that's coming up now. Next up are the McMurrays and Jim Dickens. Dickens. Wayne and McMurray have an awkward exchange where they keep speaking over each other. They're asking for $5,000 for 5% of their business. Mrs. McMurray would like to give back to the community by helping them cocksuckers get rich. They want to do it by auctioning off other people's shit.
Did you know that there are storage facilities surrounding Letterkenny that are filled with other people's useless piles of their shit that they have forgotten about?
Abandon it, baby. They abandon their shit. Now, whose nom do I got to polish to get a cocksucking gin and tonic right here?
All right, we have secured the auctioneering right for these such storage facilities with the help of our friend Jimmy Dickens. That's exactly what it said. So, what we want to do is we want to take people down there and have them rummage through all the shit and then buy some of the stuff and probably more than likely, most definitely find hidden treasures, gold and jewels.
And I'd settle for Tom Collins if it'll get this rig rolling.
So you want to sell other people's shit that they left in their storage locker?
Abandoned.
Things are abandoned.
But it's a storage locker. Nobody's got any good shit in there.
You would be surprised.
Katie's never surprised. McMurray demonstrates by bringing out items from a storage locker from the tiny town of Tiverton. Mrs. McMurray presents the items while Jim Dickens does his auctioneering thing. They show stuff like 5 DVD movies, $50 guaranteed. Yeah, right. When's the last time you paid $1 for or $10 for a DVD that you bought at a garage?
When was the last time you bought a DVD?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, even worse, a vintage quote unquote VCR. Guaranteed $50, maybe $100 or $150. By the way, you can buy a brand new VCR, I think, at Radio or The Source for $35. I know that for a fact. About
still sell those?
Yeah, well, yeah. People were digitizing collections and stuff. About $5,000 worth of fishing lures, apparently. A microwave that's inexplicably worth at least $100K, if not $50K, because it was touched by Mahatma Gandhi. Used paint cans that are apparently worth $100 each, even though like that's double what you might pay for a brand new paint can. And then there's the drill bits.
We got bits coming out of the ass. Twist bits, drill bits, fucking Brad bits, all over the place. Baby's putting it out. You're going to have so many bits, you can put them in your tits, you can put them in your mouth, you can shake them all around, do a little dance and all kinds of shit. Bits all over the place. You can have so many, you can let them suck them, thick them, fuck them right and fucking. Not for me, though, but somebody else who's into that kind of shit. Each one is guaranteed to be at least $100. No problem for sure. $100 each bet.
No, they're not.
Sure, goddamn are.
No, they're not.
Jimmy Dickens. I know it's Dickens, and I meant no offense. I was just trying to get you to stop the thing you're doing.
I just want you to get to stop the thing that you're doing. Yeah. Oh man, so good. Dickens.
That's a thing. That's a thing though. These storage.
Oh yeah, storage wars.
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
wars.
So okay,
I used to be obsessed with that shit.
Yeah. Tanya and I, I don't know. I won't speak for Tanya. I would say I turned off reality TV altogether. The only kind of reality show I like watching now is just Home Improvement, and just because of what's going on upstairs.
You don't watch Force and Fire?
No, but we did get into, what was that one? The glass blowing one. That was interesting.
Blown away.
Blown away.
Yeah. For our American listeners, do they have that? This was a Canadian.
Yeah, I don't know.
Glass blowing.
It is on Netflix. So
it's on Netflix.
It was on Canadian.
Have you ever seen US Netflix? It's very different.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, Blown Away was very interesting. So we watched that. So anything that kind of still requires skill and stuff. I hate the over dramatization of all that stuff. Like, telling people's backstory, all that crap turns me off. So, but anyway, that's where I was going with the storage wars. So we went up to Collingwood one weekend to spend a weekend with Tanya's sister and her husband, and they had the TV on whatever channel Storage Wars is on, and it was a Storage Wars marathon, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I hate this. Is so lame. This is so bad. And I swear to God, 6 hours later, we were still like, it was beautiful outside. We instead of doing anything else, we were sitting there watching goddamn Storage Wars for like episode after episode after episode. You're so
That happened with me watching Shipping Wars.
Yeah.
People they bid on being hired to ship things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need this plane delivered from here to there, or I need this giant pumpkin delivered from here to there, or these arcade games. And it sounds like the most stupid concept, but the characters are interesting, and you just get sucked in. And I'd rather do anything else in the world, but you're just stuck there.
Yeah,
and they just
Well, Well, I can tell you, I had to be talked down because I got obsessed with that Storage Warship for a while there, and then and then what happened was the paper here in Toronto used to advertise advertising the local storage facilities that were doing these auctions, and I'm like, I could do this shit. Like, I'm like, babe, I got $300. I could buy a locker. I could double my money. We're golden. And they're like, you're an idiot. And I finally caught up to the conversation, realized I was an idiot, and didn't go.
Oh man.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank God for that. Yeah, so usually I'm usually allergic to reality, but there is a certain type of reality TV that'll still kind of hook me in, and that's the kind, like right now, actually, all these home improvement shows.
Oh, the pool one.
The Pool Kings or whatever it's called. Oh my God, I so want a pool. I want a grotto in my backyard. It's so cool.
I've wanted a grotto for a long time.
With a slide and a water feature, and oh my God, it's so good. Never.
Yeah.
We'll never be able.
I always wanted a guitar-shaped pool.
A guitar. Yeah, see, there you go.
You can get there, Victor. That's life goals right there, bud.
Yeah.
One day.
Life goals.
I'm not going to brag or anything, but Victor, I actually have a backyard that can have a guitar-shaped pool in it. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, we can fit a guitar-shaped pool back there, I think. I don't know if I'd be...
maybe
a ukulele?
I was going to say maybe a ukulele-shaped pool.
We're sharing the same brain.
Like a travel guitar.
Oh, man. So anyway, Wayne and Katy are out for the McMurray's pitch. Next up is Pastor Wayne with 3 young boys. He wants $5,000 at 0% because that's...
Wait, did you say Pastor Wayne?
Did I say Pastor Wayne? I meant Pastor...
It's been a long day.
It's even written Pastor Wayne. Why did I say Pastor Wayne? Oh, there's another thing. I know that Brad Pitt is one of the Hollywood celebrities that claim to love Letterkenny. I'm wondering if when he was watching that episode and they're talking about the drill bits and they make the Brad Pitt drill bit joke or whatever, if he actually got a kick out of that, or is he too big a star to even care?
And I feel vindicated here, by the way.
Why is that?
The man that I said sounds like Brad Pitt in the Bastards movie.
The Bastards.
Is the one that ends up referencing Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's all come full circle.
It's all come full circle. It all fits. It all.
Hurrah!
There you go.
It's all looking up, Victor.
Next up, it's Pastor Glenn, not Pastor Wayne. Maybe there's a repressed memory there of a Pastor
fucking
Wayne.
hot mess.
Maybe. Anyway, with Pastor Glenn with 3 young boys. He wants $5,000 at 0% because that's the Lord's percentage. Wayne wants to take the boys and perform on America's Got Talent. They perform for Wayne and Katy, and they're okay, but nothing special. And then Glenn starts singing lead gospel style. I want you to praise him. And he's very off. Glenn starts dancing, but that doesn't help. Wayne and Katy are both out. So there's that one. It was a pretty awkward pitch. Matt, did you have something to say?
Well, yeah, because and it was funny because actually in our the private Twitter conversation again, we had Anthony Pacheco, our boy from California, there reach out, and he was curious to know what Tanya's take on Glenn's plan here for this. For this thing. So what did you think of this scene there, Tanya?
I think maybe Anthony what the hell am I? Anthony referred to you because he knows how much you love Pastor Glenn.
How much I love him. Yes. Love. Of course I do. Sure. You know what? He didn't insult me this time. It wasn't a sexual way that he was being perverse. In the last few episodes, he's actually kind of toned it down from that first character that we saw. So yeah, I wasn't offended by him. And I kind of liked the fact that he was a horrible singer. I was just hoping, I was kind of crossing my fingers that he wasn't going to go into that dark place and kind of rip the boys, a new one for.
Oh, he did smack one of them in the back of the head though, which made
that is yeah. But I was worried that he was going to go really really too far. So I was kind of glad it didn't go that way.
I love Wayne's reaction when he's like, "When's LA?" He's like, "Next week." He's like, "Oh fuck, man!" Like, just totally backed down off the idea completely. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm surprised he even entertained it that far. Anyway, up next is Derry and Squirrely Dan. They won $5,000 for 50% of their business. At first, Wayne wants to just lend them the money if they need it, but they've got enough to get by. They want to help folks in Letterkenny get jobs, so they want to start manufacturing duck calls in Letterkenny. Wayne likes the idea, but then Derry continues the pitch. The only people who work in the factory would have beards, which would contribute to their unique original brand. And when they're not making duck calls, they would shoot guns and blows up beaver dams. But it's unclear whether the beavers would still be in them. Katy thinks it's a choice idea, and Wayne adds that it's an idea that no one has ever attempted before. Katy thinks she's in, and Wayne says, what could go wrong? But then the pitch isn't over.
And after we grow to our brand and got a followings, we can use our influences to condemn homosexuals.
No, because it's okay because, once we've created our brand and then condemn the homosexuals, we'll just go home with our families, eat supper, and then hold hands and pray.
Well, see, now that's a wee bit of a curveball, Super Chieftains.
What do you have against homosexuals?
Me? Nothing. LQBT is all right with me.
Daryl?
Yeah.
Nothing.
So why do you want to condemn them?
Yeah.
We seen it on the TV shows.
We know.
We've actually seen it on TV shows.
One was the TV show, what we seen it on, and then the other was a news program about what we seen on the TV shows.
We know.
Those guys got real popular, and they looked like they was having lots of fun, so we just figured if we did what they did,
we get lots of fun too.
Oh, man. That's
early Dan.
So I obviously could figure out the one, but when he talked about a news program, I couldn't pinpoint what he was referencing there.
I don't know precisely, but I'm sure there was probably because once the whole Duck Dynasty thing kind of blew up because it turned out that they were, suddenly, homophobic and all that crap. There was probably like 60 Minutes or whatever that did a story on them, like some kind of news magazine show. That's probably what he's talking about, or just in news in general. Because I remember there being
or a pro dynasty show on Fox News.
Yeah,
one or the other.
Yeah, maybe.
I assumed it was a specific one, but yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. The Hicks still want to blow up beaver dams, but then Katy objects.
Is that a Duck
This
Dynasty
idea
thing?
has lawsuit written all over it. This is the worst pitch we've seen ever. And for that reason, I'm out.
You know what, Derry? You can't even grow a beard.
Can too.
Cannot.
Can too.
Cannot.
Can too.
Cannot. Figure it out.
You can do!
No, you can't. And for that reason, I'm out.
To your question about Duck Dynasty, I don't know. I never paid any attention.
I've never watched the show. I didn't even know that was the reference that they were going for.
Yeah, no, that was definitely the reference. But just I stayed away from Tiger King altogether because there was just
I'll have
nothing.
to give that a Google.
No part of that.
Wait, you haven't watched Tiger King?
Fuck no, and I never will. No.
But you have to watch Tiger King. Where is this COVID? This is the show of COVID.
No.
What one? Oh, the tiger
It
thing?
doesn't interest me the least bit at all.
You say that now.
No.
And it is complete trash on every level.
Exactly. That's why I don't want to watch it.
But you have. Al, I'm sorry for your loss on this one.
All right. I don't mind. Really? I don't mind losing to that one. Victor, have you seen Tiger King?
You know what I did, and we were I watched it with Linda, and we didn't. It was interesting enough to keep watching, but when they released that the final episode a few months later, we just didn't care. We never went.
I didn't watch that at all.
We didn't care enough to go back and watch it. And yeah, everybody's just very disgusting on that show. So I think it's almost like watching the news, Al, and just being in you know that there's a story, but you still want to be informed. And this is just
no. I've gotten the gist from people at work. Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally the train wreck you couldn't look away from.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a fan of those types of shows. So that's why
it's only 7 episodes, so it's not like a big investment. But
still, no, it's good. I'm good. I don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
I got the gist. I know what it's about, kind of, and that's all.
That's cool. You're better off watching Ted Lasso instead.
Yeah, for sure. Now that their pitch is over, Derry and Squirrely Dan ask Wayne and Katy what they're up to. The Hicks decide they're going to get hammered, except the beer store is closed. They really miss Modine's. And then Katy gets an idea.
What did you say when I told you that Uncle Eddie died?
I say he's a good guy.
The other thing?
I say he's a real good guy.
The other thing.
He'd want us to have a party.
And then cut to the next scene at the produce stand. Everyone's there eating and drinking. And Katy toasts their Uncle Eddie.
Hey, we all know Uncle Eddie was a real good guy.
Oh, he was a great guy.
He was a real good
He was
guy.
a real good guy.
He was a really good
Nice
guy.
guy. Great.
Here's to Uncle Eddie, and here's to his 5K put back into the community in the most appropriate way possible.
Here, here.
This is definitely what he wanted, brother.
Did he?
Dum did he do?
And there's a postscript that comes up. From that moment forward, the folks of Letterkenny no longer needed some sort of bar in their town. But then this happens.
We're out of beer.
$5,000 worth?
Correct.
Beer store's closed. No.
And cut to black.
So there was all kinds of confusion in this.
Okay.
And
I'm glad you were confused.
Thank you.
I was confused too.
Sometimes.
No, I was like,
and
what?
And I'm going to lead with this one before we start getting to all the other stuff you do, Al. The fact at the end there, I'm assuming this is all the same day. They're all wearing the same shit. They picked up all the beer. They were out of booze because the beer store was closed.
Yes.
And then they had 5,000, decided to throw a party. Where did they get the fucking beer from? And then they were out of, the beer store was closed again.
Yes.
What, did it miraculously open for them to get $5,000 worth of booze? Because they all had puppers in their hands.
Why do you think that all took place in one day?
Well, they're all wearing the same thing. That's really the basis of what I was saying.
It's kind of like The Simpsons. It's always the same clothes.
Well, my eye was mainly drawn to Bonnie, so she was wearing for sure the same thing.
Oh, she was. You're right. Yeah, you know what? You make a good point. And I think it occurred to me too to say, yeah, where'd they get the beer? The beer store was closed. The beer store was closed at the end of the Dragon's Den scene, and then it was also closed at the end of the party. So where'd the beer come from? So good point.
Yeah.
So you found yourself a continuity error in Letterkenny.
Well,
congratulations.
I don't know. I call BS on that because there's no time code. There's no date stamp.
So you're saying they all just dressed the same?
They could have planned it for later in the week, and maybe they only have.
Think back to the episode where Wayne is sleeping and in the middle of the night wakes up in a cold sweat and is still wearing his day clothes.
But that's Wayne.
The same one.
That's Wayne. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's Wayne.
Yeah, that's Wayne. How do you explain
know.
Bonnie wearing the same clothes or
No.
Katy? Yeah, okay. You found yourself a continuity error. Anyway, so that's the end of the episode. We're going to start with initial thoughts. No ratings, just thoughts. Tanya, what did you think of this episode?
It was good. I like the callbacks to various shows. I liked the narrator, the girl.
Bonnie.
That was pretty funny.
Lots of people like Bonnie.
It was she was fun. I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm. Matt.
Yeah.
We're not going to get a unicorn today.
No. What? Yeah, I mean, I'm putting this up there in the same kind of category as Fart Book in my eyes. It was a filler episode. It had some fun moments. Like I thought the intro was great. I love the Duck Dynasty thing, and of course I love Bonnie. But I didn't get a lot of meat out of this one, and it was very one-dimensional to me. So I don't know. I mean, it. And the other thing I said, even when I mentioned earlier about Gale, right? I felt like in all the pitches, they missed opportunities to take it up an extra level. This show can go very hard and very crude at sometimes and very cross some lines. I felt that they played it very safe, even though it was sort of a one-dimensional style episode. They could have taken some of those scenes to an extra heightened level and brought some extra laughs out of it. But I mean, it was fine, but I wasn't excited about it.
Oh, okay, Victor.
Same sentiments as Matt. I feel like he's the caboose of my engine on this one.
Enough with the train references.
We're totally on the same track on this one. So this was totally a concept episode, but I feel like the episode is a throwaway because it doesn't connect to anything. It's really there were so many missed opportunities. They could have used this episode as a way to get the bar going again. Use the money maybe to start up to help. I thought for sure that's how the episode would end.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't pick any of these things. Okay, so let's go build the bar or whatever, down payment on bar, so, something like that. But but the other thing is, and yes, totally, it's comparable to Fart Book. But for me, the difference is the reason Tanya and I liked Fart Book is because it was funny. It was actually funny. It was done well. Like, even though Matt didn't like it for the same reasons we don't like this episode, he and I, what he I hope can agree with is that Fart Book had lots of funny moments in it, whereas this one had less. I feel like the skit with the Hicks was good, even though it had the uncomfortable subject matter. I think it was done really, really well. Just everything with Squirrely Dan is awesome, right? Bonnie was this awesome character that was done super well. The theme was really, really good. I thought that they set themselves up to do some great things, and I felt like, aside from McMurray and for the Hicks, all the scenes were just throwaways. They were just like, they weren't funny. Pastor Glenn, he was my biggest hero 2 episodes ago during the dating game episode. He was awesome. He was like incredible. I was like, give me more Pastor Glenn. And in this episode, his skit was the worst one. It just like, what's going on? Obviously, the writing was very iffy for me. The writing in terms of the concept of the episode was good. They set themselves to do something really awesome, but then they really they missed the mark, I think, on a lot of the bits. And there wasn't any connective tissue to the season. It was just kind of a standalone, and it didn't do well for me.
Okay. So I agree with you. This is a concept episode, just like Fart Book. I thought this was way better than Fart Book. So Fart Book is obviously their commentary on social media, and this is obviously their commentary on reality TV. Maybe because I completely agree with them on their commentary on reality TV. I hate it, and apparently so do they for the most part, like for all the obvious reasons. So I completely agreed with them, and I really enjoyed this episode for that. I do agree they missed a great opportunity for this to have been them helping Gail get the bar back at the end. That's the way it should have ended, with them, using that money to help Gail rebuild the bar, or them open a bar themselves. I think that's the way. I thought that's where it was going to go, and I still think that should have been the way they went, but they instead blew it on a party. And of course, I mean, we all know $5,000 wouldn't get you too far anyway in any of those ventures that they were pitching, much less a bar. But I mean, it would have, in this universe, they may have been able to pull it off, right?
I thought even they were going to like make their own beer and sell it at the produce stand. I thought that might have also been a direction they went, but
sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, I enjoyed the episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot there, but yes, it's one of those episodes that doesn't kind of further the storyline. You're right. But it's a commentary on something that they want to make. And I thought they did I thought they did a better job at this, commenting on reality TV, than they did on commenting on social media with Fart Book. So let's go with ratings. Tanya, would you give this a fresh, clearance, or compost?
It was good. It wasn't great. I liked it, but I wasn't in love with it. So clearance.
Matt, what would you give this episode?
Yeah, I mean, I again, there's definitely good moments. The writing was there. I reiterate my point that I think they missed the ball and played it safe. It almost felt like, I used to watch Family Guy a lot, and there was a couple of seasons where I feel they got slapped on the wrist and told to tone it down. I feel like they toned it down and missed some real opportunity to take us in some pretty awkward conversations, which it didn't. All in, and even that aside, I don't like throwaway episodes. I don't like ones that just feel very, what you call concept, in any show I watch. So for this one, it falls into the compost for me.
Wow, a compost for Matt. Is that your first? Or no, you gave Fart Book a compost.
Yeah,
right?
I upgraded
with an asterisk.
You downgraded it to compost. Victor, what's your rating?
So if this was a standalone show that like a pilot episode or something like that, or once kind of on YouTube or whatever, I totally give it a clearance. However, in the Letterkenny universe where there's such genius at work with writing, and where you only get 6 or 7 episodes a season. I don't think there's any room for throwaway episodes. For that, I'm out. And I gotta give it a compost.
Well played.
Yes, well played. Well done.
Well
okay.
presented.
All right. So down to me. I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was a fun episode, and I disagree. I thought the writing was good. I loved McMurray's pitch. I thought that was fun. A lot of fun. The Hicks pitch was also a lot of fun. I could have maybe done without Pastor Glenn's pitch. I thought that was kind of boring. I thought Gale was fine. I mean, and the concept, the modeling it around the Dragon's Den, that was another reality show that I did watch a lot of when it first started.
Yeah.
Dragon's Den, I really enjoyed
binge
it.
watched the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
As long as Mr. Wonderful was there. I think maybe I stopped when I forget when one of the judges left, and then I was like, I'm not interested anymore. But yeah, it was a great show, and so I really enjoyed the spoof, I guess you'd want to call it, and I thought they did a good job, and they applied it in the right way for the message they wanted to deliver. So it's a strong clearance. I mean, in terms of the the brilliant writing, it's not quite enough to give it a fresh, but I'd give it a strong clearance for sure. This is weird. The today's split. Matt and Victor agree, and Tanya and I agree. I think that's a first.
Happened.
That's never happened.
It is a first for everything.
All right.
And again, Al, I get what you're saying, and honestly, I love the concept. I was a big fan of Dragon's Den and Shark Tank in the U.S. There, I love the idea. I say again, I think they missed a few opportunities. I think they played it safe.
And Al, I think you and I gave it almost identical review because you called out the two skits that I also enjoyed, which is the McMurray and the Hicks, and everything else wasn't great. And it's just, and I agree with you. Like, I like the concept, the theme, the concept, the way they framed it was perfect. It was set up. It's like the scaffolding.
Yeah, you still gave it a compost just because it didn't continue. It didn't continue the story.
No, it wasn't just because of that. It was because they had 2 good vignettes, if you want to call them that, and then the others were not. They were not good. They were not funny. Gail's bit wasn't funny. Pastor Glenn's bit wasn't funny. And I'm kind of forgetting now, but the skids was, oh my God, like what the hell? I thought we were done with that in the previous.
You will
episode.
never be done with the skids or Stewart's member. Just remember that.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, Bonnie was for me the highlight. Bonnie was the highlight. Like, that was, give me more Bonnie on this one. Like, just like the Pastor Glenn was the big winner in the previous 2 episodes ago. She kind of stole the show in this one. I'm not sure she was supposed to. So yeah, I feel like we had a very similar review, but the end result is a little different.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's fine. We can disagree. It's okay. It's okay. You haven't hurt my feelings.
That's what we appreciate about it.
Exactly. The Bonnie factor. It's funny. So I posted the screenshot of what we were gonna recap today on both Facebook and Twitter, saying, "Oh, today we're going to record a fresh new episode, and this is the episode we're going to record. We're going to review." And all it is a screenshot of Bonnie, doing her hosting thing, and it's gotten the most feedback from anyone, and it's mostly just perverted guys going, "Woohoo, Bonnie! Yes, we love Bonnie." But still, it was like the most reaction out of anybody was me posting a picture of Bonnie. It's hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, in terms of listener comments, there were really none this week. So I don't have anything to read back. So that's it. We're done. I'm going to wrap it up unless anyone has any final comments. Tanya, do you have any final comments?
I'm good to go.
Okay. Matt, how about you?
No, I'm excited for what's to come. I think we're wrapping up the season next week, are we not?
We are, and so this is exciting.
I thought there's 2 more episodes.
Well, okay, so the season finale is next week, episode 6, which is Finding Stormy a Stud. But what happens is this is when they start doing holiday specials. So the first holiday special is St. Perfect's Day, and it's a St. Patrick's Day themed episode. That was not tacked on, but they released it for St. Patrick's Day. It wasn't part of the season, but because of the order it came out in, it happens after episode 6. So technically it's not part of season 2, but it happens between season 2 and season 3. And the exciting part there is I've never seen it. So all of these episodes that we've reviewed so far, I've seen them all. I've seen all 8 seasons, but I haven't seen any of the holiday episodes. So this will be fun for me to also be with you on the same page as you guys, having never seen the episode before.
Oh,
okay. Well, that's interesting. I had no idea. I thought for sure there's 2 more episodes because the service I'm using to watch, it says there's 2 more episodes.
Yeah. So I think when they moved to Hulu, the holiday episodes were inserted in their chronological order. So it looks like the St. Patrick's Day episode is part of season 2, but originally it came after season 2, but before season 3, if that makes any sense.
So I guess the important question is, are we going to do a season rundown after episode 6?
No.
Or after episode 7?
We'll do it after episode 7. I got to reach out to Dean and see if he wants to join us for that again, because that was a lot of fun. Hopefully he's available. Also, I told you guys, but I have a few irons in the fire for some potential other guests that we'll have on, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm still waiting to hear back from some of them. So, yeah, I mean, onwards and upwards, right? Today, I announced on Twitter that we broke 2,000 plus downloads. So that's exciting. That is. It took us a while.
Milestone.
Yeah, it took us a while to get to 1,000, and it took us less time to get to 2,000. So that means that we're getting more listeners. So we appreciate all listeners who subscribe. And also follow us on Twitter, and also rate us on Apple because that helps us with the charts.
Well, maybe you can work Bonnie into our podcast thumbnail there, and maybe that will get us to 3,000 even quicker.
Yeah, who knows? And actually, it's funny because we broke 2,000 today, but we're already at 2,200 today. So in one day, we actually got quite a few new listens, so that's exciting. So something's going on there. Maybe it's the Bonnie factor. Maybe maybe you're right. Maybe we need to post more pictures of Bonnie. But anyway, I don't want to have to resort to that. I want us to go on our own merit.
Yeah, no.
Talking about train simulators
we're just joking about that. I mean, we could post pictures of
sexy
trains and see if
sexy,
that works.
Yeah, exactly.
In our favor.
Put Bonnie picture on the train.
Yeah.
See, this is marketing.
There you go. Victor, you said you in your simulator you can
he did.
You can design a train. Maybe you can design
I can.
A Letterkenny train that's got Bonnie on one side and Katy on the other, and then that's it.
Yeah, no, I think we're going to alienate some of our listeners.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, because our listeners are the type of people who would watch Letterkenny, and I feel like the type of people who would watch Letterkenny would not be
anyone
Katy
took
did make that music video.
Yeah,
no, it's true. If you made it this far into the show, you're good.
You're not easily offended, and you can call it the U train, YEW, and you'll know why that's funny later on. But anyway, you can call it that.
All right.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to play us off with a song called "The Hair Song" by Black Mountain from this episode. As I load up my Spotify. And that's all we have for this episode. Next week, we recap and review episode 6 from season 2, Finding Stormy a Stud. Please rate us on iTunes if you like the show. Follow us on Twitter at ProduceStandPod. Also, if you want to join our Twitter chat group, throw us a DM and we'll add you to that. We also invite you to visit our website, the ProduceStandPod.com, for other episode recaps and a list of our favorite episodes. Oh, we never did that, but I feel like this doesn't make anybody's top 5, right? No. So sorry, I missed that. Probably because I saw the writing on the wall for that one. Thanks for joining us. Now we're going to go drink $5,000 worth of beer. From all of us at the Produce Stand, have a good night.
Good night, everybody.